Well, hello, this is Rochelle, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a printable by Roetz. This is in Isaiah 35 verse 1, and it speaks of the blooming in the wilderness, God making a way in the wilderness, and how incredibly apt are these March printables. I'm like, okay. And yeah, the Lord knows the story behind the stories, and how Ella got these out so super fast. And before even knowing any of these things, God knew. And so I'm very excited to be working through these printables in some of the crafty time I've allocated during this lockdown. In case you haven't watched my channel or didn't know, South Africa at the moment is in 21-day national lockdown, effective March 26th midnight. And so we are homebound, except for essential food trips and the likes. So medicine, food trips, and other essential services. And then, even then, only a few people allowed to go out at a time, keeping social distancing, etc., etc. I'm sure you know the whole story by now. And I decided to just lay down a background. This printable actually comes with a pattern paper that's got this beautiful green pattern on it. And if I could stick it right over my page, I probably would. But I needed to recreate it in a way, and so I decided to take this, I think it's kiwi and iced pearl, or some iced pear, sorry, something like that, and just using my blending brush like I like to use, and putting down some color in spotty places, and then adding some splatters and calling it background. And then I'm just taking these elements, and it's going to look like I just kind of threw it down because I just wanted them all on the page and wasn't sure how I was going to do that. Thank goodness this kind of went over the 2 pages, this chapter of Isaiah, and so it made sense to have it over the 2 pages. And I want to encourage you to read more than just the verse that's on there. Really, reading this chapter in the Word made me understand that God's got this. He shows himself mighty long before we even cry for help. And in this time of going through these things, I want to encourage you to not worry, not have fear, to, when you do feel fear, that you go to God, and not go to social media or Facebook or Instagram, whichever social media is your jam, because the reports are pretty doom and gloom. And especially being in the beginning stages here in South Africa and the looming lockdown, I mean, it's pretty intense for me, thinking that I am confined to a small space, and then not just confined to a small space, but that this thing is spreading so rapidly. I mean, every day you open the news or the updates, and it shows you how incredibly rapidly this virus is spreading. And so fear, in my mind, plays a very big role in the health of my mind, in the sense of my emotions and what I'm feeling, and how quickly I feel depressed and lonely. So, with that being said, this verse speaks of this wilderness. This chapter speaks of going through these times of darkness where, seeing blossoms and blooms is not exactly the highlight of the day, because all you see and hear is other things. So this chapter encourages us to then rejoice. It tells these deserts in our lives to rejoice, because they will spring forth glory, that we can rejoice with joy and singing, that God is still majestic. He is still great. He can still make even flowers in the desert bloom. And so I want to encourage you for this desert season, for this dry season, that despite it, you would find that time and place to get to God. See, here's the thing. Like I said, often succulents don't need much to grow. And God is ready to give you whatever you need to grow. You just need to get to Him. And so I'm thanking God that in these uncertain, tumultuous times, His promises remains. It says that He will strengthen us and He will save us. And for that, I'm eternally thankful. I want to just send out this little message that you take this time and look after yourself, not just physically, but mentally. Look after yourself mentally by getting to God. It is only in His presence that we're going to keep sane. It is only in His presence that we're going to find the way to walk through this, to come out on the other side, to see the glory of our Lord. We need to be able to look and find Him first. He will be found by us. He promises. I hope to see you again soon. Stay crafty, stay safe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.